Hi, everyone. We are
La
Chimolala.
Chimolala.
And we are back with some more special Tomorrow by Together content in preparation for their noon comeback Thursday's Child. Woo! I need a lot of breath after that.
Yeah.
We just kind of been trolling around some of my favorite clips, some of your favorite clips, just a little something special and new for all of us MOA as we get so excited. So this one's actually from Teen Vogue about a year ago. It's called TXT shares their first impressions of each other, red carpet, and more. Fancy.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, so of course, everyone knows I'm still getting to know the boys, of course. Though, are they really boys anymore? They're men now,
I mean,
right?
they're men now, huh?
They're men. They're men
You say
now.
dudes, that makes you feel better.
Yeah, dudes. Yeah. And so when Beth brought this clip to my attention, I was like, oh my gosh, we should totally watch this because I would love. I love when the members like talk about like their first impressions of each other, you know. That's when the true colors start coming out, you know. Like
Right.
it's like, really, that's what you thought, you know? So
I feel like we love behind the scenes because we're fascinated by the whole process. It's not just the end product that we appreciate the journey.
the whole journey.
So I like to hear about this stuff too.
Yeah.
All right. Should we dig into it?
Yes.
Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Oh my gosh, look at Subin's face. Sorry, just look at it. I paused it and everyone else, normal. I feel like Subin's a little bit of a mouth breather. It's so cute.
A mouth breather.
1, 2, hello, we're back together. These are some of our firsts.
근데 이제 팀 이름은 회사에서 지어주셨어요. 서로 다른 너와 내가 하나의 꿈으로 모여 함께 내일을 만들어간다라는 정말 깊은 뜻이 담겨있는 그 뜻처럼 저희 다섯이 하나의 꿈과 목표를 위해 함께 모여 서로 빛을 발휘하는 그런 그룹이 되도록 노력하겠습니다.
That's so cute.
So
How about now?
되게 잘생겼다. 그리고 좀 제가 좋아하는 그런 청량한 이미지가 있었던 것 같습니다.
I know.
Oh my gosh, Subin. Stop it.
Compliment session.
완벽한 형이었고 또 다 잘하고 뭔가 좀 잘생긴 그런 형이었던 것 같아요.
그렇죠, 맞아요.
No.
이형 같은 경우는
The confidence.
처음에는 되게 차분하고 조용했어요. 지금은 뭐
진짜 딱
But right now.
They didn't even finish.
눈이 너무 커서 신기했어요.
맞아요.
이전에도 말한 적이 있는데 이형캐시 생각났어요.
Aww.
저희가 작년에 데뷔 이후 올해 이제 미국 쇼케이스를 하게 되었었거든요. 많은 우리 팬분들이 많은 사랑과 관심을 보내주셔서 너무 기뻤고요. 저한테는 절대 잊을 수 없는 추억 중 하나인 것 같습니다.
다시 가고 싶어.
You are gonna go again.
차에 수록되어 있는 크라운이 저희 첫 데뷔곡인데요. 타이틀곡 크라운은 트렌디한 시스팝 장르로 사춘기에 접어든 소년의 성장통을 뿌리라는 독특한 단어로 표현한 곡입니다.
저는 버려진 날 찾은 넌 구원이 걸까라는 가사가 있는데 그 부분에서 약간 멜로디와 가사가 잘 어우러지면서 가장 제가 생각하기에는 벅차오르는 파트인 것 같아요.
저는 SNS에서 이제 팬분들이 올려주신 걸로 들었습니다.
Oh, that's crazy.
택시를 탔는데 우연히 또 저희 노래가 나오는 걸 들은 적이 있어요.
저도 어디였는지 생각이 안 나지만은 제가 이동하는 중에 차 안에서 들었습니다.
Our debut showcase. We were so nervous, right?
So cute.
Yeah, right. 거리에 나가면은 저희 브로마이드 같은 게 막 걸려 있는 거를
그리고 저하고 범규는 가로수길에서 처음 봤습니다.
맞아요.
회사 근처에서 되게 많이 봤던 것 같아요.
저는 작년 겨울 휴가 때 집에 가는 도중에 본 적이 있어요.
Whoa.
많이 봤네요.
그럼요.
그러게요. 그렇죠.
Yeah, some of us have been on stage before. I was on a talent show in middle school.
Middle
I
school.
was in a school band and played the guitar. It was great times.
Oh, so cute.
It was at Wingo Chamber last year. We were so nervous, but at the same time, super fun.
Oh.
Crown!
Oh, of
Our
course.
music video was Crown, so please check it out.
Using all his English skills.
Right.
뭐 모두가 처음으로 다 같이 참여하고 이제 팬분들께 홍보했던 곡은 이번 앨범에서
Yay, that's one of my all-time favorites. On you, forward.
드디어 이번에 저희 작곡 홍보할 수 있게 돼서 정말 기분이 좋았었고요. 연습생 시절에 대한 곡이고요. 이제는 많은 분들이 아시겠지만 제목도 저희가 직접 정했습니다. 봄디가 먼저 1차로 곡을 쓰고 가사와 멜로디를 더해갖고 좋은 부분을 발췌해서 조합한 게 거울 소리 비롯입니다.
그냥 감사합니다. 노래 너무 좋아요.
Our vocal teacher!
저희 보컬 선생님을 4년째 보고 있는데 4년 이상 지금 보고 있는데 제가 지금까지 단 한 번도 보컬에
Really?
그렇게
Taehyun's so cute, but he's such a robot.
보컬 선생님 보통 공연이 끝나면 다 이렇게 편한 옷으로 갈아입고 무대 모니터링 쭉 한 다음에 피드백 주고받고 그리고 그 다음에 이제 트위터나 위버스 활용해서 팬분들과 소통하려고 합니다.
한국에서는 3월 5일에 저희가 데뷔 쇼케이스를 해갖고 저희들이 기다려주신 팬분들한테서 뜻깊은 시간을 가졌고 미국에서는 미국 쇼케이스를 들었었는데 처음으로 무대를 공부이고 뉴욕 여러 지역을 많이
You're gonna see that.
연습생 때 미국에서 트레이닝 받으러 간 적이 있어요. 그래서 트레이닝도 받았고 또 놀이공원도 갔었고 정말 좋은 추억으로 남아있습니다. 데뷔 이후에 팬분들을 만나 뵙게 된 것은 이제 미국 쇼케이스 때 처음이었어요. 그래서 너무나 많은 팬분들을 만나게 되어서 기뻤고 또 무대 많이 보여줄 수 있어서 행복했습니다.
The first award won as a group is when we won at the music show. Yeah, with Crown. Right.
How amazing.
전혀 기대를 하지 못했는데도 너무 좋은 상을 주셔갖고 깜짝 놀랐습니다. 너무 기뻤지만 그 먼저 놀란 게 가장 먼저인 것 같아요.
Right? Can you imagine how surprised?
너무 감사했어요.
하고 가고 싶은 떠오르는 분들이 너무너무 많았는데 그때 당시 너무 놀라고 말을 못하는 게 많아서 아쉬운 기억이 나고 있습니다. Thank you for always supporting us. Thank you.
This was so fun. Hope you guys all enjoyed this verse.
Oh.
Hope you like Theater Eternity.
We're glad we got to share so much with you and we're excited to share even more in the future.
Thanks, Teen Vogue, for having us, and we hope you enjoyed it. See ya!
So cute.
Adorable.
Okay, first, sorry, we have to talk about it first. Fashion. There's a lot happening.
I mean, there's a lot of green happening.
It's very bright colors. Like there's like Yeonjune's in that sky blue. Yeah, there's all the greens. Subin's in that like yellow, like a daisy yellow suit kind of.
Yeah.
Like it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's very spring. When was this released? Was it
for Around the Dream Chapter Eternity. That's why they were talking about Mace in the Mirror too. So let me look that up because we like to know things.
Yeah.
What was your favorite question?
I don't know. They're all so interesting.
May 2020 is when Dream Eternity came out, so these are promos for that.
Oh.
It's like 2 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. They look so young in here.
I know!
Like,
I know! It's only 2 years ago. That's how much they've grown.
I know, they've grown so much. It's
Crazy.
crazy. Well, all right. So I'll answer your question in a second, but before I lose my thought, I want to touch on Taehyun. My gosh, like his English is so much different now than 2 years ago. My goodness.
All of their English, they've all worked so hard.
Yeah. So, now I feel like when he communicates in English, like it flows like so sweetly, I guess. Sweetly? Is that even a word? Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
it
I'm like
is.
sweetly. Okay, yeah. So, which again, we always say this all the time, like they don't need to learn English, but they
Don't
do
need
it,
to.
yeah, but they learn it for their global fans, such as us. So, which we really appreciate. So, but yeah, that's one of the first things that I noticed from this interview, like when he started talking like in English, I was like, wow, you do not sound like that anymore. Like he sounds pretty fluent because like the last interview that I saw him like speaking a lot of English was with the whole what's her name? Elise, the PS5
Oh yeah,
fan.
yeah. On the
Yeah.
Instagram stories, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I watched that IG live and like homeboy just like totally struck like a huge like conversation with her going back and forth, you know? So it's
So
like,
yeah,
yeah, so it was great. So it's
I
kind of
love his hair
cool.
in this video.
Oh,
I
yes.
love that like grapey color on him. It's so good. And when I was teasing about him being a robot, I always tease Taehan that he's a robot because I just feel like he's very logical. He's like Spock, right? He's
Oh,
like processing everything. I feel like he's constantly buffering.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but it's just that's his personality. He's not a very emotional guy.
Yeah.
It's just hilarious. He's wedged in between Huening Kai and Bongyu. So, I mean, he probably wouldn't seem that weird if he wasn't next to guys who had like super high emotions.
Yeah. I mean
Subin.
he was trying to describe Bomgyu and they didn't even let him finish.
They didn't.
Yeah,
They're so mean.
I was like, what?
Also, I love for some reason Subin in the early years, he's really pouty. He has like a pouty mouth when he talks.
Yes, very
It's
pouty.
so ridiculously cute, but it's also like a little babyish, like in a funny way. Which I feel like he barely, when he does that now, he does it because he knows he's doing it. He's like playing up. It's like a cute thing. But here I feel like he doesn't know. That's just how he talks. It's so cute. I just feel like he's like always ready to kiss someone is what it seems like. He's just about to make out. It's crazy. But I think he does such a good job in this. I really think everyone, like, you know, it's still kind of crazy to me. Think about this. This was filmed May 2020. So COVID started in March of that year. They're obviously like probably in like a empty room in the high building, taping this like we do now on a Zoom call.
Yes.
So they're all kind of like a little awkward and nervous, but I really feel like Subin does a really good job of trying to like get them all animated, and he's like volleying the conversation back and forth. Which is hilarious. He's so good at that stuff when it's intimate, and then like when there's other people around, he falls apart. And you just get so nervous. I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just think it's cute the way he's obviously trying to make it still a good, positive experience, even though nobody's ever promoted albums like this. Like, what's going on? I'm sure at the time they probably had to, cancel a bunch of performances and yada yada. So,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, he probably doesn't like fall apart anymore because of Music Bank, right?
Yeah, that's true.
He's kind of forced to like talk to like the episodes that I saw him in, like, and clips that I've seen him in, like, he's just so charismatic, you know? And
I love all those YouTube clips about people falling in love with him during that show, where it's just like different artists being like, "You're the cutest."
Yeah, he's so adorable.
Pretty sure Jesse's in love with him.
Oh, yes, 100%.
I think he's going to sing on her next album. I think it's mutual.
They're part of the Watermelon Gang. So.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, it's cute because they're still like, it's funny, they still are the same guys. It's just you see different things, and like sometimes I have to remind myself, like, yeah, that's why I'm glad that you wanted to look up the date, because you have to remember sometimes what circumstances it was under, because I feel like Bongyu was really subdued.
Yeah.
And I think that's just because it was like weird.
Yeah.
Like, this is weird.
Yeah.
No one's even interviewing us. So crazy. Like, I can't imagine for people who, I always talk about how crazy it must have been for people who debuted during that time, like rookies. What about for people who'd only been out for like 2 years? Yeah. So they knew what it should have been, and then it wasn't. Like, so crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I totally agree with you. Their English has gotten so much better. I love how they talked about Mace in the Mirror. That's one of my favorite songs. And yeah, I love that that's what, their third mini. They're already like, yeah, we write stuff, we produce stuff, whatever. It's cool.
Yeah.
So cash, we're artists. It's cool.
Yeah, so going back to like the question that you were asking me about like what was like the favorite part of the interview, I
Mhm.
loved how Maze in the Mirror, I don't remember listening to that song, but now I feel like I need to and have to.
When you hear it, you're
And
like, oh, I have heard the song, but you probably haven't like deeply listened to it.
yeah. And so I loved how Subin like pointed Bomgyu out though as
Mhm.
writing that song, first
Again,
song
great
written.
leader.
Yep.
So good. First person to throw props.
Yeah. And so I thought that was really, really sweet of him to say, like, he didn't have to, but he
No.
did,
No.
Like, that was like Bomgyu's shining moment,
He's like,
and and Bomgyu just sat there, like, humble,
right. Yeah.
So, I love that part. And I also loved how they were over the moon about being in the US.
Yes.
And meeting their American moas, So, I mean, it must be like such a trip for them because it's like, okay, when you're in your native country, of course you're gonna garner some fans, right?
But you don't expect it, I don't think, out of country, right?
Yeah, you kind of don't. Yeah, because
it's hard to like wrap your brain around that. Like some
Yeah.
rando in France knows who I am.
Yeah, like I see this group as being very like humble and like very thoughtful and humble. I mean, sure, like they're chaotic and stuff like that,
I mean,
but
that's a different thing.
yeah, that's a totally different thing. But when it comes to like humility, I feel like they have a lot of that.
Yeah.
And so the feeling that I got from that, like they felt so warm and fuzzy just knowing the fact that like, wow, we had our first US like showcase and we got to meet like American moas. Like, what? Like
There were American moas.
yeah,
So
And so
crazy.
it's probably like so crazy to him because like, we of course we're Westerners, to them and Westerners slash foreigners, So I mean,
And it's not like they're like, they've achieved a lot, but it's not like they're like world renowned physicists or something who've
Yeah.
won a Nobel Prize. Like, so yeah, they're still young guys and people know who they are. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, they're new to the scene, like
Yeah.
what, 2019, so they're like, what?
At their rookie debut showcases in the US, people knew who they were. So
Yeah.
that means people had literally just like been on the internet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is so crazy. Like they were already being promoted enough that people kind of knew.
Yeah.
I wish some of our other bands had that sort of promotion.
I know. Right?
But yeah, I love this. I think, yeah, the Maze in the Mirror part, I also love the beginning where they were all complimenting each other. What a great way to start any interview. I want to start
Yes.
every meeting like that.
Yes.
Tammy, I think that you are so talented and I've just always thought that you're good at everything you do.
Oh, Beth, can you stop being right all the time? Like you are the definition of perfect. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Oh my gosh, forget it. That's the only way I'm going to do any meetings from now on.
Yeah,
I love that.
Absolutely right. Like that was really adorable, and I love how like they drew like the cartoons of the arrows too.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
cute.
that
Yes,
was
and
so
I loved when they were talking about like the US and Yeonjun was talking about theme parks and there was like a little roller coaster there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had minimal graphics, but they were supporting and enough. And then yeah, I also liked when they talked about the US because I think it's interesting. I don't think people here know, like, he was like, yeah, when we were trainees, we had to come to the US and train for a little while. It's like, people don't know that.
Yeah.
Imagine you could be walking down the street right now, walking right past the next Yeonjun. You wouldn't even know.
That's so crazy. The next It Boy.
The next 5th generation It Boy.
Oh man, 5th generation. Dang.
I can't think about that. It's too far.
Yeah.
Stick with my 4th.
Yeah. Let's do 4th right now.
Oh, but isn't it
man.
crazy? Only 2 years ago, and they're like you said, you're just like, no babies.
Yeah, it's just like so my mind is like blown, because it's like now in my head all I could see is the tier version or the end version, or like from their concept photos or whatnot. So I'm
Mhm.
like, what is happening? So
You're like, that's Huening Kai? What?
I was like, wait, your shoulders are more broad now, bro. So I was like, wait, you grow. Yeah, so it's so much fun like watching these clips, and hopefully when they find the time, like hopefully they go back and watch these interviews too to see, like, I bet you they'll be like embarrassed, like,
Of
ugh.
course. Oh my gosh. I'm sure this is mortifying if you're them, but it's adorable for
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
And I guarantee you their moms have shown it to everyone.
100%.
100%.
They have proud parents,
Right. Not like a tiger mom.
Yep. Yep. Oh man. Well, thank you so much for introducing this wonderful clip.
Hey.
We totally talked more than the clip, I'm sure. Because we have a lot of nice things to say about them. They're a great band.
Yeah.
So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for watching with us. If you guys like this clip / episode,
love TXT.
Yeah, love TXT. Please like, share, and subscribe. And we are
Lachimolala.
And we will see you guys for the next one.
Annyeong.